Here is a Qigong movement which is sometimes called heaven and earth. Today we're going to use it to explore the water element in the body, specifically the kidney and the bladder and the meridians and energy lines that go with them. Let's begin by warming up the hands, so simply rubbing them together and enjoying the feel of the skin against skin. As it is with the water element, we're going to employ our imaginations and our ability to reflect. Ideally, this movement should be done in a restful way, with the focus on opening and closing the spine. The bones are very much of the water element. So start off in a simple standing position. And then we might want to just rub around the lumbar area. We're going to be bending forwards, so we might want to just rub around the back of the waist there. Down into the sacrum, big bone at the base of the spine. And then once again, come back into a simple standing pose. Let's first of all use imagination. So for the purposes of this movement, we need to imagine that the hands can emit light. So light can come out, particularly from the palms of the hands and the tips of the fingers. Just imagine that for a moment, that they are full of light and they can direct that light specifically. We're also just going to track through in the mind the lines that we're going to be following, the bladder and the kidney channel. In Qigong, it's not necessary to be exact, so we're just broadly speaking going to track those channels. So in your mind, we start off at the big toe, press the big toes down a little bit. Then we come to the inside ankles, the inside of the ankles. If you press the outside edge of the feet down, you'll feel that area activated. We come up the inside of the legs, so soften the knees to let the chi through, and also imagine that you've got a football between your knees, and you'll feel that subtly that activates the inside of the legs. Tuck your tailbone down. Let the spine restfully elongate upwards, top of the head to the sky. And a little bit of space, as you can see, between the arms and the sides of the body. When you go down, soften the knees and go down as if you're rolling. First instruction. And when you come back up, it's also a rolling movement. I'll show you that from the side. So the tailbone is tucked under, the knees are soft, there's a football between the knees. When you go down, you roll down. And then when you come up, you roll up. And it's also perfectly possible to do this without going over and back up again. You just use your imagination. We'll talk about that in a moment. The bladder channel starts on the inside of the eyebrows here, and it goes in two parallel lines over the top of the head and down the central front of your back. Sorry, just wide from the central back, just wide from the spine. Down through the sacrum and down through a central line running down the back of the legs to the outside ankle bone. Let's just visualize that now. Inside of the eyebrows, over the top of the head, and down just a little bit wide from the spine. Two lines going down the back through the sacrum, and then starting at the sitting bones, a line down each central back of leg to the outside ankle bone, and then you're coming to start at the big toe again. Let's do it once, and I'm going to add another movement which expands the chest so that we can utilize yang energy. So it's very earthy. We start in the direction of earth, but we can also call in yang energy for the bladder, in particular, the yang organ of the water element. So, as shown, let the knees be soft, roll down to the inside of the big toes, and now employ your hands. Light is coming from your fingertips around the inside ankle bone, and then light is coming from the central palm up the inside of the legs. Then turn your hands so light is coming through the fingertips up to the collarbone, and then widen your hands. Still, your hands are your fingers are curled in a little bit, like they're emitting chi or light to the inside of your arms. And then no stretching, but just expand. Let your hands come up as if gathering energy from sky or heaven or yang, and let it come to that inside of the eyebrow place. Let your fingers curl inwards as they come over the top of your head, and then away, and as if you're directing now the chi or light down the spine, and then come around and catch it. So fingers pointing to those two parallel lines just wide of the spine, all the way down through the sacrum, and then they curl in, connecting with two parallel lines going down through the central back of your legs to the outside ankle bone. So here is where you are. You come around, there you go, inside of the toes, the big toes again. Light coming from the palms of the hands. Light coming from the fingers. All the way up to the collarbone. Light going into the inside of the arms. Gathering yin energy, yang energy. Coming to the inside of the eyebrows. Over the top of the head, two parallel lines. Down the back of you. Come around and catch. Down the central back of legs, around the outside ankle bone, and starting again. In Qigong, it's not necessary to be specific. Just relax and enjoy once you've, broadly speaking, got the directions. Stay with the imagination to activate the chi, the smoothness of the movements. When you know the movement, you've learned it, go in your own time. Some days you'll want to go fast, and other days it'll feel really like you want to slow down. Giving yourself a treatment. Just going to do one more. And then to finish, bring your hands to touch your lower belly. Feel that connection between the palms of the hands and the lower belly. The hara, as it's called in Oriental medicine. And thank you for watching.